Afternoon guys, how are we? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to do an instructional video today, I think, and the reason for this is that I think this is one of the mainstays of navigating around the neck chordally. I think it's very important that once you learn all your first position chords, that you get into this particular thing, and it's called the CAGED system. Now, I'm sure there are lots of other people that have described it out there, but I want to give you my take on it. And again, I don't like overdoing things. I'm going to do it briefly so you can just get the essence and then move on and practice it. So the CAGED system is from the, if you imagine how it's spelt, CAGED, and those stand for the chords that we use to navigate around the neck. So we start in C, so we have our C chord here. I'm just looking at the to the side of the camera lens because I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing here. So that's your C chord, based around the C major scale. Now, as we move up the neck, we keep the C as the root note, but we now play CAGED A. We play an A shape, but we keep the root note on the 3rd fret on the A string, and that's our A type chord. Well, actually, if I play it properly, I'd play it like this, but I never do. And you hear it sounds different, doesn't it? And this is the mainstay, this particular chord, of the power chords that you'd play on the A string. Okay? Then what we do is, the very next root note that we find is 8th fret on the E string. And we're on G now, CAGED, C-A-G. We play a G shape, rooting on the 8th fret. Now, you've got to have pretty big hands to be able to do this. I can play a G like this. Again, not something that I would normally do. It sounds a bit like we've got a capo on, right? So can you see that? So I'm just playing a G shape, just a G, but then I have to cover off the 5th fret with my first finger. It's very uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable. And then the next chord is the E shape. So again, we take that root note on the 8th fret on the E, and we play an E shape. And again, this is another chord that we play up and down the neck, right? It's the E shape. Okay, then we take the root note on the D string on the 10th, and then finally we have the D shape. You see that there? And then that brings us back rather nicely, using that bottom area there, to the C chord again, playing it on the 15th fret. Well, it's the 12th fret really. So how do I use the CAGED system? Well, when I do recording, if I'm a bit bored with playing the open chords, or I'm playing lots of power chords and they sound a bit obvious, and I don't want to go down the major minor 7th root or the anything fancy past there, then what I might do is just put a capo on, and my knowledge of the CAGED system will allow me to replicate the chords further up the neck. So let's say, for instance, we're going to be doing a C, F, B flat type vamp. Okay, so C, F, B flat, C. Now that's all right. It sounds okay, doesn't it? But actually, what if I were to place the capo on the 5th fret, and because I can see my root notes here, the C on the 8, the F on the 8 on the A, and the B flat on the 6. But now that I've moved the capo up, the capo now is my 0 fret. Okay? And if I want to play these chords now, I'm going to be able to play them all as open chords. So check this out. Same chord sequence again. So, you might say, what's the difference? Well, we're in a different register up here, guys, and we're playing different inversions. So, if you put that in the mix together with what you had down there, it's going to sound much better and fuller than if you just play the same chords over and over again. You know, a lot of guys, when they record, maybe I'll go into this another time, they record and they put one guitar on the left and one guitar on the right, and they're absolutely identical, same treatment, same everything. Well, I don't agree with that. If you're going to put something in the mix, you might as well make it sound different. So if I'm going to do a right and left, I'll frequently use that capo thing to just create different chord structures, and it makes it far more interesting. Anyway, I hope that was interesting. Won't go on too long about it, but that's the CAGED system in essence, and if anybody tells you it's more complicated than that, it's not. Okay, so this is Andy signing off. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.